So, welcome everyone to the HoaxMC very... Oh wow, that's a terrible start. Okay, here we go again. Welcome everyone to the HoaxMC's very first staff meeting. Thank you all for coming. In this meeting, I'm going to go through a bunch of topics that I want to talk about. Then there's also going to be some discussion points. So I'd like it if you guys preferably talk, but also you can chat in the meeting discussion channel as well if you're unable to talk. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So first thing, I want to welcome all of the new team members. It's a great pleasure to have you on the team. I hope you've all settled in quite well, even though you've only been here a few days. And yeah, welcome to the team. The next thing I want to talk about is auto-clicking evidence. So obviously we've been having loads of auto-clicking bans. Can we just make sure that when we are banning them, we have evidence of the player? You can see the mobs going down in the video. Otherwise, it's not apparent that they are clicking a lot. And also, can we also make sure that you can at least try and distract them to see whether or not they are AFK? Because some cases they could just be standing there clicking fast for like a few seconds. So if you can just stand inside of them or something like that, or message them in game, that would be great. Sky said, if someone messaged you with that, then you're more than welcome to check it out. However, if they are lying, then there's not really much we can do about that. They're just really wasting your time, and yeah, you're bound to get people like that. That like average age on the HoaxMC server is quite young anyway, so they're not really all mature. So yeah, I could look into making that a punishment. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. I was just reading, that's all. So next thing is, obviously I understand that the majority of you, if not all play and actually participate in payouts and stuff like that. However, I would like it if you guys all spread out over the realms when you're online. I have been kind of bugging people about it for the last few days. So can we just make sure that if 4 of you are all on the chicken realm and no one else is on any of the other realms, can you just make sure that at least one of you goes on one of the other realms? Otherwise, those realms aren't being moderated, and if issues do arise, then they're not being seen to. So I prefer it if there's at least one staff member on each realm, preferably. I completely understand that you obviously want to grind on the server that you mainly play on, and I completely get that, but if you're not necessarily needing to be doing any of that, then please do go on another realm. Yeah, Squid doesn't have that many staff members, yeah, that Corley play on that server. Another point is professionalism. Now, obviously, when myself and Gojo recruited, the majority of you were all happy with how you presented yourselves and with your applications and stuff. However, can we also make sure we're keeping up with that professionalism? So making sure you're capitalising sentences, that kind of thing, just basic grammatical stuff like that. And also just keeping a cool head in situations. It can be an art sometimes, getting to learn that kind of stuff, but just make sure that you are always being the mature one in a situation. So yeah, just make sure you're professional and deal with things with a cool head. And if you don't want to deal with it or are having trouble dealing with it, then feel free to message another staff member. We're all a family here, so just ask someone. Another thing for moderators and above here, can we just make sure we're also keeping on top of tickets? I do go through tickets every day, usually at like 12 a.m, but yeah, can we just make sure we're keeping on top of tickets and getting through them? Because there are some issues that can be sorted by moderators and above, instead of myself always having to reply to them. Or even if it's just asking what realm is on so I can look into it later, that would be great. So yeah, just make sure we're keeping on top of those, because we did a few days ago reach Discord's channel limit because there were so many tickets, and we obviously don't want that to happen again because no one can make support tickets otherwise. So yeah, just make sure we're keeping on top of those as well. Another thing is events. I obviously mentioned in announcements 4 days ago that I will hopefully be doing a lot more frequent events. I do have 2 parkour events built for me by a very experienced builder, which is very kind of him and a friend of mine. So we will be implementing those soon. I also plan on setting up an events server on Hoax, so that when we do run it, you can do /events and then be teleported to that world, and then said event will be held in there. We also do need some more builds for events, which is why I'd like you guys to build them. Whether or not you're a good builder or just one starting out, anything is helpful. Even if it's just a little section of one that we can then use in a bigger one, then just do that. I have listed all of the events that I would like built. All of them don't necessarily have to be built ASAP, but as long as we have some as backup and ready, that'd be great. I also plan making an events team soon. Well, at least when events are in full force. But when we do that, the events team would be helping out with events, being the moderating events whilst they're being held, and possibly being credited for that, depending on what Alex and Loki want. But yeah, the events team will be something that I'm looking to do further down the line as well. Another thing is chat infractions. So recently there has obviously been lots of punishments regarding bypassing, character spam, that kind of thing. Can we just make sure we are picking up on these things? Even though it may seem like a small little thing, it will build up if that person does carry on doing it. So just make sure you are doing it. So really quick, easy command to do. You just check the history, and then if they have no history of it, then punish them accordingly. So yeah, it shouldn't take long at all. And adding on to that, I'm pleased to say that staff members will no longer need to post evidence of mutes, purely because there's no point really. If it is, it depends what mute it is. So if it is racism or something like that, or in the similar topics of that, then I would prefer to take a screenshot of it just so that we have it. You can save it somewhere, I don't know, but you don't have to post any of that in the punishments channel anymore. So hopefully that should fasten up any processes you do in game. Now the next thing is a very, very important point, and one that I will be definitely hammering down on, is that staff members cannot AFK in game. It is, what's the word? I can't think of it right now, but it's most definitely not allowed, purely because if staff members are there to support anyone in game, and if you're AFK, then you can't support anyone who needs that support, and it then puts a bad light on the staff team because we're not helping people. So it has repercussions if you do it. If you are found to be AFK, you will be kicked and be given a staff strike, and you will be notified of that strike as well. If you do get 3 strikes, then you will be demoted. So it is a very serious thing, and we will be doing checks, to say the least. Moving on to some lighter topics now, I would like to thank you for actively engaging in conversations in Discord and in-game. I have seen lots of conversations in Discord primarily, which is very nice, in multiple different channels, which is great. Interaction with the community is a very key point, especially for me. Having clarity between the staff team and the community is a big thing for me, although it can sometimes be harder on bigger networks when we don't necessarily want to release things to the community yet. It can be a bit of a problem there, but we do want to try and engage with them as much as possible. Just that it feels they just feel closer to the staff team, really. Another thing that I would like to mention on behalf of Cast is please don't tag her unless you have any Bycraft or payout related issues. She does work on Alex's other 2 servers as well, so she is a very busy woman, so only tag her if you really do need her. And obviously we also have Swag, who joined the team yesterday, I believe, and he will be helping out with Bycraft related stuff, so just give him a ping if you do ever need any help with that kind of stuff as well. Just a wave there. If you do ever need any assistance with anything in game or anything, we have been doing alright with it recently, but please don't message an administrator straight away. Please see to the staff rank above you before moving to an admin, because they can most likely resolve it themselves. If not, then obviously do see myself or Gojo, but for now please go to the rank above you for support. And obviously just ask in the staff Discord, because we're all here to help each other. And it might even be a learning curve for other staff members as well. So sometimes it's best asking it publicly. Adding on to what I said earlier about spreading out over realms, can we also make sure that we're switching between realms quite frequently? Purely because you can then interact with other types of communities, because I know it can vary between each realm. So just make sure you are kind of drifting, as I call it, between different realms, getting to know more people, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's everything that I have mentioned topic-wise. Is there any questions, anything that anyone has now? Feel free to unmute your mics. Sometimes stuff can be resolved by us. Yeah. Has anyone got any questions? Tofu asks, can we fly as trial mods? Is something that I have spoken to Gojo about adding, what's it called, spectator mode for trial moderators. We're still in talks about it, and possibly adding that kind of thing. I don't think we'll give fly to trial moderators, purely because that's a perk of a rank, and trial moderators, it is a trial period, so until you're a moderator then you do get it. TPO, we do also plan on giving that to trial moderators, because we do understand that it has been tricky recently with teleporting to someone. So yeah, it will be something that we'll hopefully be implementing soon. Any other questions? I do also plan on fixing that as well, because that is a very important thing to be able to do, /history and /IS warp. So yeah. Not even I can warp to locked islands, so we're not going to be adding that for trial moderators. What do you mean, Swagger? Loki is looking into the PvP issues. He has been notified and he is looking into them as we speak. You can't mute people for DMing you, Swagger, because that's just how people ask for assistance. If you want, just tell them to create a ticket in the Discord, so that you don't have to deal with them via DMs, and then you can just remove the DM from your list. Build events, I preferably like currently as soon as possible, but in the future, just whenever really. Because obviously, for example, with a hide and seek map, it can get very boring using the same map over and over again. So we will need more frequent maps for that one. But I'd say at least one new build event every week. That's what I'm kind of aiming for. It kind of depends on what the how many events we plan on doing each week and that kind of thing, but currently as many as we can as soon as possible, and then from there at least one a week. What else have we got here? Is there a punishment for using strength on the bosses? There isn't currently, and I don't think we'll be adding one, because it just extends the period of trying to kill that boss for the players, so it doesn't affect anyone else. Yeah, it's kind of their loss, because they're not killing the boss nor getting the rewards from it, so I don't feel like that should be punishable anyway. Do you need to note down punishments that happen in the Discord server? No, you don't need to note any of those, unless... No, you don't. Seems that chat spam. Even if you do want a player, then and they carry on doing it, then you can mute them. So it shouldn't really be an issue, Sky. Discord bans you will need to log, but I don't believe trial moderators can do that. Not off the top of my head, at least. I will check that later today though. We're not going to have a website. There's no point in paying to keep our forums up if we have Discord that does everything for us. It's just extra costs that you don't need to pay for. We do have a store, which is not classed as a website, if that's what you're referring to. Okay, so if you do kick someone from the Discord, then please do log it in punishments. Ooh. Oh, we do have a website. I was wrong. Sorry. Well, there shouldn't really be a reason for you to be in the AFK pool. I mean, I will message you in game anyway, so if you don't reply then you will be kicked. But yeah, that is fine, but there's no really reason for you to be in the AFK pool, Saga. Possibly. The forums, we might evolve it. I don't know what the future plans are for that currently, I'm afraid. You're not allowed to AFK in the hub either, Rocky. Well, please don't. Please make sure that doesn't happen again, Rocky. I don't really want you AFK in the lobby for 13 hours again. What casino exploit, Tofu? If you change your name, just change it in Discord as well. There's no need to keep a change log of that. I believe I've already notified Loki about that bug. I will check though, and if I haven't, then I will notify him. I don't believe you have permission to change your nickname in this server. Crocodile, can you change that for me, please? What NPC, Sky? Yeah, feel free to. Okay. Sorry, what realm was that on? Okay. I'll look into that. Oh, and I also have removed all dispensers from casino on all realms so that we don't have, yeah. If we know, yeah. Any other questions? I believe inappropriate builds is already in the punishment guide. I'll check for you now. Inappropriate builds is a 7-day temp ban. Is there an alt limit? I have actually been wondering that myself. I'll have to check with Cast about that because I'm not entirely sure myself. But once I do get an answer, I'll put it in the staff general channel. What would you do if there's like 10 people wanting help and you're the only staff member online? Well, usually you'd ask another staff member to come and help you and then just see to each person one at a time. That's what I do. And if it's, yeah, you can write down the IGNs of the people as well if you know that you're going to lose who it was. So, yeah. About the promotion. When is that? Not that I'm getting it, but if anyone else gets it, do you get it like randomly? Yeah, promotions are random. There's not a set date. Yeah, they're just random. Whenever we feel like you're ready to move on up to the next rank, then we'll promote you. Yeah, that's still an inappropriate build. Meetings, oh, that's a good question actually, Sky. Meetings will be weekly from now on, so they will be every Sunday at the same time. We plan on making it weekly so that we keep everyone up to date with everything and that we can keep tabs on everyone frequently as well. So, yeah. And we can just bring up anything that happened within the week as well. A nice little reflection time. Uh, it depends what your reasoning is for not being able to make the meeting. If it is a valid reason, then that's completely acceptable and we understand that. However, it is mandatory that you do join the meeting. So, yeah. All meetings will be recorded though for anyone who can't make it. Of course. Feel free to unmute your mic. Oh, there you go. I'll change that after the meeting, Sky. And if it is someone waiting in the senior staff room and I'm in the management room, please don't move them into your channel with you, because it's most likely because I'm interviewing them. Has anyone else got any questions, queries, anything like that? Yeah. Although we would preferably like it in the support room, you can also do that as well if you want. We don't have a finalised minimum age, but I tend to keep it at 13, purely because Jelly and Slogo's fan base is quite a young fan base. So I do hope to raise that to at least 14 though soon. $15 would be nice, but at the same time, I know lots of mature 14-year-olds, so I'd be happy with 14-year-olds. Yep, that too. Anything else? Well, judging by the turnout from this meeting, it does seem like it's an okay time to continue to do. Oh, sorry about that. Saturdays, we could look into doing that. I believe we didn't do it this time because Gojo was out the whole day. Although he hasn't been here because he had something to see to. But that was purely because the reason we didn't do it then. And I'm quite happy keeping it on a Sunday because of the turnout we've had and the minimum amount of people we had unable to join the meeting. But we'll keep it on the same day next week and we'll see how it goes from there. Yes, I'll add that after the meeting as well. if you're absent and you're not able to say in absence? Why wouldn't you be able to say it in absence, Rocky? I don't really want to be allowed the permission to withdraw mob coins, purely because it would detract from players being active, because you have to grind mobs to be able to get them, and it would decrease player activity and that kind of thing. So it's not something that we'll be implementing, I'm afraid. Well, if your internet goes down for more than 10 days, then you need to get a new internet. But on a serious note, I'm sure you can use 4G or something on your phone and just message me if needs be, and I can post it on your behalf. But if you're able to message me, then you should really be able to send your own message. I think it would be hard to do that, because if someone did generally want to sell some sunflowers for whatever reason, then it would cause an issue. But I'll talk to some other people about that. I believe that's possible, but I'll look into that for you, Sky. I think because people have anvils, there's no really point in doing that, Bernie. Because, well, anyone can make an anvil. In the Adventure World, going to reset anytime soon. The Adventure World isn't going to reset from my knowledge, and I don't believe we plan on doing it until we reset the whole realm itself. So no, I don't think so. What is the policy for staff recording content on the server? Staff are more than welcome to record content on the server. Obviously you can't advertise it in chat nor in DMs, because that would be classed as advertising, and then, you know, players would say, well, that's biased against staff members and stuff. But yeah, you're more than welcome to record videos. Well, I can understand doing that, but at the same time, it's quite obvious that the paper has been renamed, all the sunflowers, so it shouldn't really be, I don't know. Oh. When does the season for VIP pass end? I have absolutely no idea, Sky. It's probably a question for Gojo. Because like 10,000 bucks. I get where you're coming from, iBank. I might speak to management personnel about that, because I do understand where you're coming from, and it is annoying for players. But yeah, I'll talk to them about that. But what if a staff member buys rank? If you buy rank, then I believe your rank will be reset to that rank in-game. So if that does happen, just message me and I'll reapply your staff ranks. Any other questions? If you have any suggestions for the mob shot, feel free to send them in the suggestions channel, and then I'll bring that up with the management team. Yeah, I do see that as being a good idea, so just write a suggestion for me so that I remember to do it. Crocodile mentioned in a senior staff chat about a mentor system. I do plan on implementing a mentor system as soon as possible. However, we currently don't, well, I at least feel like we don't have enough moderators or above to be able to do that, purely because of the sheer size of our trial moderator team currently. So that will all come in time when we promote trial moderators up to moderator and stuff like that. But yeah, it's something that I'm going to be implementing in the future, Crocodile. Is there an out-us for us to give positive comments or feedback towards staff? What do you mean? Why would you need to give positive comments or feedback? Realms are going to be reset. There isn't currently a date for that, and if there was, we wouldn't be able to tell you anyway, because it's only for management members and above to know that knowledge, and it will become public knowledge when we feel like the time is right. Oh, is that what you meant with what Sky said? When we want to promote someone, we may bring it up in the channel that they're not in, so that we can ask there. However, it's usually a decision made by the management and possibly senior staff team. But I don't feel like it's needed currently. And if we do need extra comments on it, then we can always message you, some of you guys, about it privately, and then keep it confidential. Yeah. That's not inappropriate, sorry. He's just stating that he's gay. I get where you're coming from, Wiz, about promoting unity within the team. However, it can also bring unwanted negative talks about each other, which we might prefer for you to keep to yourself. If, like I said, if we do need some extra opinions about someone that we want to promote, then we'll most likely see to the senior staff team before anyone else. It's not usually something that moderators would have a say in. See you, Chris. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for coming. Any other questions? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I too have seen the issues in tickets. I do plan on calling Cast soon, within the next few days at least, to go over the documents about that and to clarify everything in it, because she deals with all payouts. So yeah, I'll be going over everything with her. Yeah, he'll most likely have the final say in it, which is why we'll talk to him about it as well. Is there a reason why Chicken Realm restart at about 8 p.m? That's usually due to new changelogs being added to the server then. So it's an annual reboot that the Chicken Realm has. Yeah, like Sky said. Sorry, I didn't even read that message. Yeah, that's fine, Wiz. Thank you for coming. Has anyone else got any questions? Yep, currently been recording for 43 minutes. Yep. Welcome to the team. Yeah, I do believe you'll be doing lots of help with Bycraft related stuff, correct, Swag? That's alright. I believe it is. Alright. See you, Rocky. Thank you for coming. So does anyone else have any questions? If no one else has any questions, we'll wrap up this meeting here then. which by the looks of it, no one has any questions, so I will wrap it up now. Yeah? Okay, thank you. Although you shouldn't really need to contact them for anything anyway. Yeah. If someone is spamming you with check my staff app, send me their in-game name and I will decline that application, because they clearly are too immature for being a staff member. So yeah, just do that. Alright, see you, Straga. Well, it seems like no one else has any questions, so I'm going to wrap up this meeting here. Thank you everyone for making it. I will post the video recording of this probably in the next half an hour in the announcements channel for anyone who hasn't been able to make the meeting. If you want, you can always rewatch it. It's not mandatory, but if you do want to go over anything, then that'll be fine. Yeah, it was a video, yeah, so that I can record the channel so that everyone knows what I'm talking about when I answer questions. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming, and I'll most likely talk to you all next week in our next meeting, or in between, as if I'm in chat rooms or whatever. So yeah, thank you.